everybody. Today we're going to be doing Accuquilt. Eleanor was not able to make it today. I'm sorry. So you have me. I'm her son, Orion Burns, and we're going to be doing Grandma's Star and Dora's Delight block with the Accuquilt. So starting off with, is it Grandma's Star? Yeah? So this is Grandma's Star. So it's a little bit funny because Grandma didn't make it. And it's also in the Egg Money quilt. It's a Garden Walk. And here's a 12-inch block. So it's just made easily with 4 patches and triangle and a square patches. And what size is this?
9 with a cube 9.
This is, well, isn't it larger than 12?
It is about 13 3/4.
13 3/4.
It's from the cube, the 9-inch cube.
It's from the 9-inch cube.
I can see what it
And then this one is very large. And I'm just going to guess this is from the 12-inch cube.
Oh, this is
15?
15. 15 inches from the 9-inch cube. That's 18 inches.
And 18 inches.
But we,
So this is from Grandma's, or from Egg Money Quilts. It's a 1930s reproduction. The back is very simple. I think this is one of our show quilts that kind of traveled around with us when we were promoting the book. Yeah, it traveled a lot. It says that Teresa Varnes made it with Amy Potter back in 2005. And this looks like it's a new runner. It's a long runner. 6? 6 blocks. This is probably for Eleanor's table. She has a really large table. I think it seats, 16 people. So we were all up at her house on Easter, and I'll just say some grandchildren were sick with the flu, and they got Grandma. So I'm going to swing around here, and I'm going to show you some of Grandma's pictures. And we're switching cameramen, so just bear with me. So for the book, we did a photo shoot out in front of Quilt in a Day. This is my brother's children, Becca, Jonas, and Ellie. And I found this on her table, so I thought I wasn't sure if she meant to go and show it or if it was just sitting there. We were doing a little tea party. And then this one has Grandma in it. And that's Zoe, Kylie. Kind of look like they might be the same book, different cover. Not sure. Oh, there's my kids. We'll skip that one. Okay, so today what we're going to do is we're going to be using the 8-inch cube, correct? For the 12.5-inch finished, no, 12-inch finished block. We're going to be using the angles set and the original cube set. For the 4-patch, we're going to be using die number 2. And for the the triangle and a square, we're going to be using, I'm just going to guess and say this is 13 and 14. Well, it does say it, but I wasn't sure if it really says 13 and 14 because now they're using the new point system. So I'm still guessing. So this one's made really easy. We're going to start off, what we've done is we've smart stacked our mediums together, and medium and light. And I don't have a booklet, or at least I didn't grab it, so I'm kind of guessing. But Eleanor, actually this is really cool. If you haven't marked your dies, she took a pen and she marked her die. So it's really easy to line that up, and you know that you're at least covering the cutting edges. Okay? And I have a mat. So you guys use this, right, to the outside? If you're using the big, it's supposed to go towards the label is supposed to go towards the power. If you're using the go or the baby, you're the power. So the label goes towards you as the power. There you go. Twist.
I've never heard that before.
Say that one more time, please.
The reasoning behind, okay, so you're supposed to, so it's cutting on the grain or the correct way. The way that the dies are designed is that there's a label, and you're always supposed to have the label heading towards the power. So if you're cutting, let's say this one right here, you don't want to be cutting it this way, right? So the way that they have the label out towards the power, and that's going to make it so it's lining up straight as they had intended it. The direction.
Very good news. Very
Good?
Very helpful.
The baby, since you're cranking it, you're the power. So think about where you're cranking. So it's going to go towards your little handle. Towards the handle. You're the power.
So does the length of grain of the fabric go along with the line?
Well, I just got called this morning, and I don't know that answer. So she asked, does the length go with the grain? What'd you say?
It says you're supposed to cut with the grain.
Cut with the grain?
Is going the length alongside the length of grain will follow that sign on the side of the die.
The sides of your fabric, the selvage edges would be along the label.
I'm just going to move on.
Well, when you're cutting the strips, you can't really do that because you're cutting the length because you've got the salvage
So
at the top and the bottom.
I'm going to take away all the waste and get rid of it. And these things are smart stacks, so you want to keep them really close to your sewing machine. I use a stiletto, so if I was to pick these things up, they're going to be ready for sewing. So there's a group there, and then there's a group here. Oops, I messed it up. And it should have a group, yeah. So I haven't sewn in a long time, so we'll see how I do. So the medium and the light, or I guess it's medium and dark, are right sides together. And Eleanor has a little jumper scrap in it. Thank you. So when I was doing the quilt tribe with Sue, there was always this point in the program that I realized that I'm actually doing this, and I just hit that point. It's a really bizarre, really bizarre experience.
We're with y'all. Hold your hand. This will inspire a whole new group. Why can't you sell it more like Eleanor's? That's what y'all go, oh, she's such a
So Brenda in the back is talking about how watching Eleanor is like watching a pro, and watching me is like watching one of you guys. I think you guys sew a little bit more than me. So what I do at Quilt in the Day is I find all the cool new gadgets. One of the things that you guys probably don't know, I saw Accuquilt at their first market. And there was a very large crowd. And they were doing great. They were showing, all these people. And I thought, oh, I really want to have this for our website. So I went up to one of the gals and I said, oh, I'm interested in selling these. And she's like, well, it's a really big expense. I don't know if you're ready. Well, I was a little bit younger and I probably didn't dress the part. Yeah, right? And she told me what it was. And we had done really well and we had a lot of cash. So I thought, I'm going to show her. And I took it all in cash. Everybody else is writing checks and asking for terms. And I slapped it down on the table and I said, I'm Orion Burns from Quilt in the Day. And I want this Accuquilt. It was really cool. So I got these things right sized together. And what Eleanor usually does is, are you pressing, right?
Well, we're not pressing yet.
We're not pressing yet?
You need to cut them apart.
Maybe I need to go and read the instructions, right?
Yeah, you just need to cut this apart.
Well, you have the little cutting gizmo over there.
The cutting gizmo. There you go.
So that's actually what I do is I find these little fun things. This one, I'm going to have to keep it high or like move it. It is not good.
Here, well, you can show them how to do this one as your 4-patch.
Okay.
And we have the other ones already sewn.
So I don't press first?
Nope, you don't need to. You just need to make sure the seam on top goes up.
All right. So top seam down, up, underneath seam goes down.
Goes down. And then we're going to press.
So that's kind of like one of Eleanor's little sayings that she's done forever. It works for the log cabin, and it works for this. Cut. There you go.
Okay.
So we're going to, so they were the same, and we're going to put them opposite. So opposite colors touch. Oops.
Correct.
And I'm going to flip it around because
Which you prefer?
this
So
one's
opposite
this one's prettier. This seam is prettier.
Oh, okay.
So you can wiggle match. You kind of grab it, and then they lock together. And we'll see if that locks. So back in the day when she used to, Eleanor used to test the patterns, she used to say, if my son can do it, anybody can do it. But back then, I actually sewed a lot with her. I had a lot of time on my hands, and she was always coming up with these new ideas. So she would have me work on the things,
Okay, you're
and
gonna swirl this in.
oh, look at that.
That looks really good.
Really good. So what we're going to do is we're going to take out this ugly vertical seam right here, the one that I boogered a little bit. Oh, that kind of folded under too. It looks better from the front.
Here you can show them this back.
But it doesn't have red thread. So we're going to swirl around the center, and it's just going to pop open into a little 4-patch right there. See? Mush it good. And there you go.
So that's your
And if you want perfection, look at this one.
And you're going to do the same thing for the corners.
Oh, and you're going to do the same thing for the corners. This is what this looks like. And this one. So we're going to lay out our block with this in the center. We're going to think of our patches in a diagonal. There you go. And I just now looked at our pattern that we have. So I'm doing all right. All right, so we're going to do the sides on the triangle. So we're going to use our angle set on your companion cube. And I believe we're doing is it 2x4? Teresa prepared these ones already, so they're smart stacked together. And she did something that was really cool. I think it's cool. She folded over and around the other one. So instead of cutting 2 pieces, it's just one folded. Kind of cool. And then once again, we're going to do this, the label towards the power. And I'm putting the fold in front. And then this one, since we did the fold in front last time, I'm going to put this one right here. And this is for the triangle. Oops, that's the opposite way. So I put the fold in the front, and then now what I'm going to do is pick it up and rotate it, and then finish off the rest. Did you see that? Did I go too fast? I got a burst of confidence. Just thought I'd go with it. So this one's kind of like Swiss cheese. It has little holes in it. So you should have enough space on there. And what we're going to do with our little triangles, they're cut mirror image. So we'll... Close? Oh, yeah, I know I did that bad. Let's try that again. Cut, retake. I'll learn. So I'm going to go right sides up. There we go. And then these guys, they're going to go like that. Like that. Oh, we're doing 2 blocks. I just realized.
Yeah, perfect.
Right? So I tried to look at what we were going to do ahead of time, but my pattern wasn't here. So I looked at the other one, and I was hoping that I'd have an idea before it started. All right.
There you go.
So we're going to do 2 mirror image blocks. Okay? So the cool thing about Accuquilt is that they already have their tips cut off. So when you're doing this in the traditional quilt in the day way, our squares or our rectangles, or I guess they're going to be triangles now, they're going to have tips. And so you would hang your tips over 1/4 inch, but these ones are already cut off. So we're going to flip them right sides together to these tips. And I'm going to pull the other one away so you can see. Yeah. And then the bottom tip will also line up if I didn't stretch it. There? So when I got the call to do this program, I was hoping that they were going to do flying geese because I had a really good story for it. So an employee over here, he showed me a video of his son at this place called iFly. And it's a wind tunnel that you go in and you can fly. And so my daughter's always been asking me if she can fly one day. She's 7. And I thought, you know what? There's no way. She's never going to be able to fly. And I had never thought that we could go do this wind tunnel. And when they asked me if they can go to a trampoline park last night, I was like, oh, we'll just go there. And then I'll satisfy that flying experience. She always wants to know if she can turn into a cat and if she can fly. So, yeah. But I have seen people that they kind of look like cats nowadays. So we're going to cut it apart, and you can press it now, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. She's going to press to the dark side or the triangles, the outer triangles, right? The points.
Star points.
The star points.
Very nice sewing, Orion.
Yeah,
Very
good?
straight.
Good. So now we're going to flip these things right sides together, and we're going to line up the bottom little tip and the front like that. And this, is this Eleanor's old line? And do I turn it?
No, you should start from here.
So I'm going to put my patch,
Your white on top.
my white on top and the point on the bottom. And this is going to be a challenge for me because I like to have the big thing on the bottom, the big part of the patch.
Just in case you want some instructions.
So I'm on that little goobered area.
You want your scrap?
A jumper.
This will help immensely.
I'm just going to go for it. Go! Okay, and then this one. So there's a new foot for beginners if you're worried about getting your fingers underneath the needle. It's by Nancy Zeman, and it's called I Love to Sew foot. There's a whole line of I Love to Sew products. I think I would probably like that. That's a fear of mine. All right.
Okay.
Oh, I'll cut it.
Cut it.
So you don't trust mine?
Huh?
Do that one. Try that one.
Okay.
This is my little goober one.
Here you go. You can show that.
Good
off.
enough? So I believe I have a perfect 1/4 inch at the top. And the ends, it's supposed to be an 1/8 of an inch, I believe, on either side, which I should have. And then it's going to go like right there. Yay!
Look at that.
And then we have our grandma star.
Yay.
And then it's obvious, you just, flip your center vertical row to your left and then sew, and then you continue with your right and then turn it and sew the rest of the way. So the other one is Dora's Delight. It's also called Road to Paradise. So Eleanor calls Quilt in a Day her paradise.
the yardage for the large quilt? Just about 4 blocks.
I'm lost. What are you talking about?
Just gonna show you how to line up.
Oh, so we're gonna.
It's every other one. So they can see the pink quilt.
Oh, so you have the whole thing? Oh, I didn't know. I'm sorry. So what Teresa was saying is that we should lay out the quilt with the borders and cornerstone, and I believe it's going to follow this same. Right? They're all going to go towards each other. So we're having the corners go towards each other.
There you go.
And she's got lattice, and what are they, 2.5, no, 3 inches? 2.5? 2.5 inches.
So you basically do every other cornerstone.
Have you ever used your 2.5-inch strip die to cut squares? Yeah? So if you haven't done it, you're gonna have to imagine, but all you have to do is you fold your strips. After you've cut your strips, you line it along the line. There should be a line. The older dies, you have to draw your own line. But you line it up on the line, fold your strip over, and then put it back through the machine, and it'll cut squares.
There you go.
There we go.
Okay, so now we have the other blocks to put up.
The other blocks. So Dora's Delight. Did we have one to show?
We have a quilt, yes. Somewhere. It was here earlier. It should be right underneath these blocks.
So we have it on behind us. Can you guys see this? So this is Dora's Delight. It has the center square can be fussy cut as well as cut. And we're going to be using the number 6 die for the corner triangles. The number,
3.
okay, sorry. The number 6 die for the center diamond. Yes, thank you, Brenda. The number 3 for the corner triangle. And the number 5, okay, I'm getting confused.
5 is the little corners.
This is the corners.
For the
For
diamond.
this right here,
Yeah, show it here. He's showing
Around.
you.
for these. That's the number 5.
Oh, so okay, yes, sorry, the corner diamond part. Okay, the center. Alrighty,
Put them on top of each other. And this is your scrap.
my scrap? Alrighty.
And here is your quilt.
I'm just
You
gonna,
want to show, why don't you just put it open? Sort of matches your outfit.
See that quilt? Oh. You only get to see that.
And drop it down.
and so do you know what size the corner block is?
6.5.
It's a 6-inch,
Yeah.
and the other one's a 12?
From what book? I forgot. Victory? No.
Dora's Delight? It's a barn.
Barn.
Yeah.
Barn. Barn.
So isn't her aunt Dora, right? I believe Eleanor's aunt Dora is the one that inspired her to do that block. She would go over to her house, I believe, and babysit her kids. And as trade, I might be making up this story, but as trade, she would give her like feed stacks and that sort of thing. I did go to one of her aunt's house. It was a barn, and we went there exclusively to get feed stacks. But all I did is I played around in her yard. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start off with this. I believe this one's already cut, isn't it? No, this one isn't?
You need to use your number 6.
My number 6. Oh, I thought that this was a triangle. There's a line in the middle. So I guess what she did is if you wanted to skimp on your fabric, she's got this little line so you know where your you're going to line up your stuff. Yeah. So that's kind of interesting. And
That yellow one goes on here.
the yellow, so she didn't do the line on this one. And they are right sides up. And I believe this one's going to go on too? No, this is for the other one.
Yeah, the triangle.
And then this one, she has these smart stacked right there. We can go send them all through all at once. All right, so this one, you're gonna peel away the waste and you get rid of it. And this one, peel away the waste, get rid of it. Oh, I forgot to twist. I was on a roll. Press and spin, get rid of it. So, what I'm gonna do is lay out my block first. The center diamond. And once again, these things, the little, the corners are cut out.
You're on page 11.
I don't know. I don't really follow. And I'm going to flip it right sides together. So the corners are cut out. I don't know why. Am I doing something wrong?
Yeah, where you're going to start stitching is right here at this point and go to that point.
All right, and I have to go upside down?
You can look at it. I did it.
Can I do it on
I
top?
did it that way.
All right. I get to do it on top. Does anybody have any questions? No? So I'm going to flip this one right sides together, and the points will match. Oops. So is anybody going to go out to Paducah this season?
I am.
Sue is. I leave to Paducah on Tuesday. Every year, actually now they have it twice a year. And in case somebody is watching and is hoping to see Eleanor or her staff at the second, what is it, the fall show? We're not going. We're not going. So come to the spring show. Yes. It's too much for us. And shall we press?
Yes.
So she's going to set the seam and she's going to press out towards the triangle.
Look at that. You did great.
And then I'm going to put these things together, and then now they'll match. Do we cut off the points?
No.
No?
Kind of hang out there.
They hang out?
Just hang out.
So this year we're doing Fabulous 40. Well, what is it? 40 Fabulous Years with Eleanor. And in case you guys have never gone before, we hire the local, there's a horse and buggy that goes around the town. So we pay for them to pick you guys up, bring you to the next shop or downtown to go get some food. And they're going to be picking up from the Hilton. Isn't it the Hilton down there?
Yes, it's Hilton.
The Hilton. So there's a brand new hotel downtown, and they've allowed us to have the buggy pick up there. So it'll be the first time. The dates. I'm going to guess, but I think that it starts on the 16th. That could be a Monday. I'm not sure.
Monday's the 16th.
Is it? So our event starts on the 16th. We're doing an Accuquilt class, and I forget which one we're doing. Which one are we doing?
Crib quilt for out of the Fab 40 on Monday.
So we're doing
the
a crib
Accuquilt.
quilt, and I don't see it.
We're doing roundabout.
Roundabout Stars? So we're doing Roundabout Stars. Tuesday we're doing a block from, actually it's a sampler from Fabulous 40s. And then when the show starts, we do 3 stage shows a day, 10, 1, and 4. And then it's all going to be about Fabulous 40. It's going to be really entertaining. So there you go. So no need to square it up. It's already squared for you. Beep, turn the page.
And then you just do the corners.
Okay, I'll do the corners. So now, is anybody going to go? Brenda, you have a free ticket.
It depends. Will your mother be better by then?
Yes. So the flu only lasts, well, at her age, I don't know how long it's going to last, but yeah, it kind of does, doesn't it? Okay, I need a jumper, but I'm too scared to use the jumper. It's too small. Should I do it?
That's even smaller. He's got a big one.
Okay, I'm just going to. Here's a nice little jumper. So you just start in the middle, right?
Uh-huh. And then you just assembly line sew right on your
Alrighty. Didn't work. Ha!
There you go. You only have to do one.
So maybe this will never air. One can only hope. All right.
Makes it feel like you're one of us.
And then she's going to set the seam with the dark on the top, and she's going to press into the dark. Okay, I'm going to do this without a jumper. Ha! Nope. Spoke too soon. Do we have one in the back? Oh, we do. Okay. And
You've already done that.
we've already done the triangle and a square, so I'm going to skip that, right? Is that okay?
Okay, so here's our,
And look, I did do well.
except these are different colors, so you're going to have to.
They're different.
You did do well.
I did. Okay, so the light is going to go towards the center square. And then our star points are going to go out. Oops. Like that. Ta-da! Yay! And so if you're adventurous, you can always turn these around and you'll see a different looking pattern. Right? But I don't think it's going to look good if we turn the other way. Interesting.
And then turn the outer ones again.
Turn these ones. So we have, what is that, 4 block variation? You have options. Very versatile. And that's it, right? Well, thank you for joining us.